About that. So right now we're going to bring in Dan Geltrude. He is the founder of Geltrude and Company, an accounting and financial consulting firm. So Dan, I mean, listen, you heard Christina's report. Everything's up, up, up. Any advice to get through this period?
Well, it's really tough because people out there are feeling that inflation. They're feeling it at the pump. So what choices do they have? They have to start to say, what is it that I really need to buy? Now, those necessities, like paying the rent, paying utilities, and going to the grocery store, those are the things people have to do. Now, when we start to get beyond that and buying, a new car and going to the beach, traveling, those are the things that people are going to end up having to cut back on, even though it's things they really want to do. But times have changed significantly.
But nobody wants to hear that because people have been, putting this stuff off over the years during the pandemic, which is still going on. But, their restrictions are easing now. So people want to go someplace. And speaking of going to place, I mean, if you go to the airport, they're packed. Airports across the country. But how is it, Dan, that these airlines can increase their ticket prices with all the delays and cancellations? I mean, what gives with that?
Well, I guess they're increasing prices, get this, because they can. People don't have a choice. So if they want to travel, if they need to travel, they're going to have to pay those prices. Now, at some point, Arthel, people are simply going to cry uncle, and they just can't afford it anymore. Now, I think we're getting close to that point. And when we hit that point and demand starts to come down, perhaps then there's going to be a little bit of relief from this inflation that just doesn't seem to want to retract.
But when might it retract? That's what we want to know.
Well, I think that it'll retract when we start to see some relief as it pertains to our energy policies. I've said this all along. Energy is not what's causing all of this inflation, but it's a big piece of it. So until the United States can get back to a place where they were energy independent, pumping our own oil, buying our own oil, I think that as long as we're going to be buying our energy from countries that are not our friend, we're going to continue to feel the pain. So when do policies change? Have to look at Congress and the White House for that, Arthel.
Okay, well, we are all watching. By the way, I don't know if you saw that graphic earlier. It said potato chips up 10%. For me, that's a good thing. I need to back off the chips. I'm just saying. Dan Geltrude.
I think we all do.
I hear you. All right. Have a good summer. Take care, Dan.
Thank you.
Brian?
Arthel, this holiday weekend marks the start of summer for many schools across the country. But for one of them, Robb Elementary in Texas,